It's June and this is the Library Roadshow. On the show today, it's all about the library's reopening plan. Welcome to the June edition of the Library Roadshow. I'm Mary Stein, and this is a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. I'm so happy to share that the library has now entered its second stage of the reopening plan. So as of Monday, June 1st, we've opened the front doors for patrons to once again access the library. We're excited to welcome you back, and I'd like to share what you can expect during this time at all locations of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library. First of all, please be aware that all people entering the library must wear a mask, a face mask or other covering. Children 2 and under are exempt. This is a requirement for all city parish facilities, and of course, that includes the library. We're keeping it simple with the hours of operation. All locations will be open to the public from 9 a.m. till 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Hours for Friday and Saturday are 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. and on Sunday, all locations, including the main library, will be open 2 to 6. Telephone and electronic assistance will follow the same schedule, as will Wi-Fi inside each building, but we will keep the Wi-Fi on outside each location from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m., just as we've been doing since March. Since we'll follow the governor's occupancy guidelines, we've spaced things out and seating has been reduced in all locations. We'll be monitoring the number of people inside the library at any one time. So this means that public computers, while available, will have limited seating capacity. Since they'll be operating on a strict schedule, you'll need to make a reservation to use a computer. Copiers, fax, and mobile printing will be available. More on that later. In addition to protective measures, such as wearing of masks, PPE, and social distancing, we've initiated a number of disinfecting and expanded cleaning protocols, including quarantining all returned items. You can bring back your items to any location, either via the exterior depository or by bringing them inside. Unfortunately, since we can't clean 2 million books every day, we must keep everything closed stacks for now. That means that you won't be able to browse the book stacks and AV collections like you're used to doing. But instead, our library staff will provide a concierge service to retrieve materials for you, kind of like being your personal shopper. For those patrons who aren't really sure what they want, we'll offer Reader's Advisory Service to help you make your selections. It's best to call ahead to arrange this since we can't predict how busy a particular library will be at any given time. Let me reassure our patrons who want to minimize contact that they'll still be able to pick up their holds using the call-ahead pickup service at all locations. But you can now also come on into the library to pick up your items and check them out inside using the self-check kiosks or with staff assistance at the circulation desk. Staff will be happy to assist you with your library cards and accounts, but at this time, we'll not be accepting cash money. We'd like to reserve the first hour of operation each day for our more vulnerable populations. So I'm asking you to help out our senior citizens and patrons with compromised immune systems by letting them come in the first hour. We're also asking that all children under the age of 12 be accompanied by a parent or caretaker. We can't offer live programs or meeting room use yet, so we've put together a full summer of virtual programs and activities for all ages, and we've taken the summer reading program online. Visit ebrpl.beanstack.org to sign up or for more details, and check out the online calendar on the library's homepage for dates and times. A complete rundown of the library's phasing plan is found in this month's issue of The Source, which is also available from the library's homepage, ebrpl.com.
Free access to books, audio, and library resources are just a few of the benefits available to you when you get a library card. Need free access to a computer? You get that. Want free access to premium digital resources like Mango Languages and Lynda.com? You get that. Need to book a meeting space? You get that. Heck, you can even check out a telescope or use a digital printer with your library card. If you live in East Baton Rouge Parish, pick up your free library card from your local branch library today. Premium access to everything the library system has to offer is waiting for you.
As folks have spent time at home over the past few months, they've turned to the digital library for online training, homework help, and skills development. But they've also really enjoyed our more entertaining offerings, everything from ebook downloads to audiobooks to streaming media. One of our favorites specializes in thoughtful entertainment. Adam St. Pierre joins me now to explain in the digital download.
Are you bored? Need some entertainment in the form of excellent streaming video from your library? You should check out Canopy. Canopy has thousands of movies that are critically acclaimed, documentaries, award-winning foreign films, classic films, the great courses, and so much more. How does it work, you ask? You get 10 credits per month, but there's a wide variety of documentaries and films available for free. You can stream from your browser on your computer, your Apple TV and most iOS devices, your Android TV and most Android devices, Chromecast, Roku, your Fire TV, and your Kindle Fire tablet. With so much available in Canopy, bring the movie theater experience to you at home. To check out Canopy, head over to the digital library page at ebrpl.com.
Thanks, Adam. This robust streaming platform fills a real niche in our programming arsenal. Plus, every month they throw in films that don't use up any of your credits. The variety is amazing, and it's so easy to access, even I can use it. Let's shift gears and check in with Kayla Perkins, reporting in from Beyond the Stacks.
Since schools closed early, I wouldn't fault you for feeling like we are well into summer. However, summer is just getting started. With that comes our summer reading program, and it's a little different this year.
He's like a bloodhound, and now he has my scent. As I sneak out from beneath the porch, I think, that was close.
The children's department has been a hive of activity in recent weeks. The staff have ramped up their digital outreach to help patrons stay connected to their library system. Those changes are being reflected in their summer reading program this year, as Tara Deering explains.
This year's summer reading program is called Imagine Your Story, and we're having to reimagine it in a different way. Due to COVID-19, we are going virtual. So we now have an online software called Beanstack. Some of you may be familiar with it already, and it's going to go live on Monday, June 1st. With Beanstack, you can go online, create an account, and then keep track of all of your reading during the summer, and also participate in some really fun activities as well. We have programs ranging from ages 0 all the way up through adulthood. Here in the children's room, we have 3 age groups, 0 to 5, 5 to 8, and 8 to 11, as well as an all abilities program for all ages. So pick the right program for you and just start reading.
In the same way that walking is a learned skill that allows us to move from one place to another, literacy is also a learned skill that allows you to expand your knowledge and life experience. It just takes practice, and we're happy to bribe you into that practice.
Summer reading is an incentive-based program. Read and you will receive an incentive package here in the children's room. So our little ones that are not reading yet can be read to and earn the same incentives as those that are reading on their own. Those incentives include the choice of a free book bag, either the browsing bag or a backpack, a free book, coupons to area businesses to go collect some things around town, a certificate of completion, as well as an entry into our $50 gift card drawing at the end of the summer.
The summer reading program is always fun, and we've got some new kinds of fun for you in 2020.
Something that's new this year, with our summer reading program hosted through Beanstack, we're allowed to offer activity badges. Those badges are going to challenge kids to get out there, maybe read something specific or go do a certain activity in order to earn that fun badge. We have 24 for our 0 to 5s, and we have 60 that can be completed by our 5 to 11-year-olds. And we challenge you to catch them all.
The summer reading program has officially begun. You can sign up at ebrpl.com or visit your local branch location, and a staff member will sign up your kids for you. Once you're registered, you can log the books you read, get those badges, and be entered to win prizes through Beanstack. Mary?
So, the theme of this year's summer reading program is Imagine Your Story. We've taken it one step further and have reimagined the summer reading program. We were concerned about how easy it would be for our struggling readers as well as for those who weren't used to technology, but the app makes it easy. We'll all read and learn together. Stay right there. After the break, Andrew Tadman joins me for a chat right here on the Library Roadshow.
As the nation's doctor, I often get asked, what should I do if I think I might have coronavirus?
People who are sick should stay home. You don't go to an emergency room, you don't go to a clinic. You get on the phone and you ask for advice and instructions from your physician.
We don't want you to go into the ER or the doctor's office without talking to them first because you might spread coronavirus to someone else. Please visit coronavirus.gov for more information.
You're watching the June edition of the Library Roadshow, everything you need to know about your local library system. One of the services we are most pleased to resume is public access to computers and the internet. This is a critical service for many citizens who rely on library computers to complete government forms, search and apply for jobs, and communicate with healthcare providers, family, and friends. This is especially important now as we transition through the various stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. Joining me now is Andrew Tadman, Coordinator for Reference Services for the library. We're going to take a deeper dive into computer use at the library. Okay, Andrew, let's talk about how patrons are using library computers in this new stage of reopening.
Okay, well, we're really excited to have patrons back in the building, and I know people have been waiting to use computers.
I can see them smiling through their masks. So, Andrew, we've reconfigured the computers so that the people are more spread apart.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that means fewer computers.
Yeah, we do have slightly fewer computers, but to counteract that, we're having set computer sessions.
Okay.
And people can make reservations in advance, so you're not making a wasted journey to the library.
That's great.
You don't have to wait around.
That's great. So you can call ahead and actually reserve your spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And who do you call?
Well, you can call the reference desk at each branch, and they'll be able to make the reservations for you.
So when we opened the doors first thing, Monday, June 1st, there were people who had already made their reservations on the telephone the day before, so they were ready to go.
Yep, absolutely.
Now, what if someone didn't make a reservation?
Well, then they can still come up to the reference desk and we can make a reservation for them there.
Okay.
And hopefully there's computers available, or we'll make them a reservation for the next session that comes up.
Right. So it's kind of like a in-demand restaurant. Maybe you can get a table right away, but maybe you have to wait a little while. Okay. So the reservation system works with telephones. How many minutes do you get on your session?
You get an hour and 15 minutes per session. And then at the end of each session, we're closing the computers down so we can give them a really thorough cleaning so they're ready for the next session.
Right. That's something people didn't think about before COVID-19. We touch things all over the place.
Yeah,
but
so the keyboards, mice, screens, just chairs, everything we can think of to make it a safe space.
And in fact, we have special cleaners just for these devices because you can't just Lysol a computer, can you?
No, we do have special equipment, special wipes.
Yeah. Now, how about headphones?
Yeah, we're not currently letting people use borrow headphones. People can bring their own, of course.
That's right. And we do have earbuds here available if you really have to have something. Now, what about the copy machines and the faxing machines? Because that's been something people have wanted for insurance forms, health forms, and government forms.
Yeah, we have had a lot of people asking about faxing and printing in particular. So, yeah, faxing and printing is available again. Of course, we still have the on-demand printing where you can call ahead.
Mobile printing, I love that.
You can send your job from your phone and then just come and pick it up when it's ready.
That just still blows my mind. I love that about us. With the copiers and the faxes, that is a coin-op system where people need to come prepared to pay the machine for faxing and to make their copies, right?
Yeah, so the fax machine uses a credit or debit card.
Okay.
But for the if you're making copies, you will need the change because we don't
We're
have
not
change
going to
at the
have
moment.
change right now. And now, what about the Career Center and Special Collections? Because that's under your purview as part of reference coordination.
Yeah, and they're back open again, ready for business. They've got their rooms have been prepared as well to socially distance people.
So I know that the Special Collections, in fact, that first morning that we opened, someone came directly to go in to do some genealogy work. So that's really easy to understand in a room as large as Special Collections is. The Career Center is very small, and I do know that we have to limit to 2 people at a time in the Career Center, and it won't be like before where anybody could just pop in and use those computers instead of going to the second floor here at Maine. It needs to be limited just to those people who are doing career work with the career counselors.
Yeah, it has to be really specifically for that need.
So we just need our patrons to pitch in and help us work through this process of scheduling and being aware that there are fewer seats than usual, and we'll all be a little bit more efficient about our purpose here in the library. How do people find out more?
Oh, they can visit ebrpl.com to find out all the latest.
Okay. You know, Andrew and his staff have really worked tirelessly on the phone and with chat and email over the past several months, but I know that they're ready to take it to the next step. After the break, Professor Laurie Martin, plus book reviews from one of our younger patrons. All that and more coming up next on the Library Roadshow.
Connor is struggling in school.
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Welcome back to the June edition of the Library Roadshow. Laurie Latrice Martin is Professor of Sociology and African American Studies at LSU right here in Baton Rouge. She's author of several books, including her latest, Black Women as Leaders, Challenging and Transforming Society. Laurie joins me now by phone. Professor Martin, how did you get your start as an author?
I've always loved writing, and I've always had a talent for conceptualizing papers and books. One of my first books was about an ex-slave, Cynthia Hesdra, from New York. She went on to be one of the wealthiest women in the state. She also owned a home on the Underground Railroad.
Take us through what Black Women as Leaders is all about.
The book explores Black women in the practice of leadership. Black women have historically and in contemporary times mobilized others to tackle tough challenges and thrive, which is the definition of adaptive leadership.
What inspired the book?
I was inspired to write the book based on the number of Black women elected officials, like Mayor President Sharon Weston Broome, and when I considered their lack of awareness for the historic practice of leadership by Black women in America.
What are you working on next?
I have a number of ongoing projects, including a book about Abe Hawkins, a slave jockey on Ashland Plantation in Ascension Parish here in Louisiana. He had a tremendous impact on the sport of horse racing, and I'd like to share his story and the story of the hundreds of men, women, and children enslaved on the plantation with him.
How can viewers keep up with you?
Folks can Google my name, Laurie Latrice Martin, or look me up on the official website of Louisiana State University. I'm also on Facebook and Twitter at Dr._Laurie_Latrice.
Thanks, Professor Martin. I look forward to having you back at the library as a speaker soon. It's now time in our show where we'd like to check in with one of our younger patrons to find out what they're reading.
Hello, my name is Luke and I am 10 years old. My favorite book is The Thing About Jellyfish by Allie Benjamin. It's about Susie Jackson and her friend supposedly drowns, and she doesn't believe it because she knows her friend so well. And she thinks that she didn't drown. So she goes looking up, and she looks up different doctors who are specialized in jellyfish and swimmers who have gotten stung by jellyfish. And then she finds out, she thinks it's an Urkjandi jellyfish because they're clear and you almost never see them, and they're actually from Australia. You were dead for 2 whole days before I even knew. It was afternoon, late August, the end of the long, lonely summer after 6th grade. My mom called me in from outside, and I knew something was wrong. Really, really wrong. Just by looking at her, I got scared then. When I come to the library, I like to talk to the librarians about new books and books that they would recommend for me.
Thanks, Luke. Now that our branches are open, you might be looking at the schedule for a craft event at your local branch. But alas, due to social distancing, we can't host craft programming like we used to just yet. You already know about our cool resources, Creative Bug and Hobbies and Crafts, which are online in the digital library. But we still want you to get crafty, so we've launched a new program called Summer Camp at Home. Stop by the children's room at your local branch library and you'll find a table full of paper bags. Inside are all the pieces you need to complete a craft at home, something simple the kids can make. And of course, these crafty bags are free to all patrons.
Each of our children's rooms at all of our libraries have bags like this for you to come and take home and have fun with a craft. Each week we'll be changing up these crafts, so there'll be lots to choose from throughout the summer. Just come on by one of our children's rooms and grab a craft bag.
Hello, my name is Cassie Hurst, and I'm a research specialist for the East Baton Rouge Parish Library. You can find us online at ebrpl.com. The East Baton Rouge Parish Library is proud to offer genealogists an abundance of resources. We hope that you are aware that you can access all of them, including Ancestry, Fold 3, Heritage Quest, and many others through our digital library. To complement these sites, we've also curated a selection of free resources that can be accessed by anyone. We have provided a set of links to these sites in the genealogy info guide. Findagrave.com is exactly what it sounds like. Volunteers from all over the world have photographed and documented grave sites and uploaded the results here. This includes large urban and church cemeteries, but also smaller, out-of-the-way grave sites as well. Things like names, dates, and locations can provide valuable clues to help you unearth your family's past. usgenweb.org is a clearinghouse for state and local genealogy societies. Many of the sites you will find here contain local histories and governmental and non-governmental records. The most valuable resource here is the links to local historical societies who are available to help you answer questions and help you along. Freedom on the Move is a database that collects the runaway slave announcements from newspapers all around the country. Before emancipation, very little was recorded of the lives of slaves, unless those slaves decided to self-liberate. Then the slave owners would take out advertisements in their local newspapers with detailed descriptions of their runaways, including their skill set and often personality traits. If you are descended from slaves or from slave owners, you might find valuable details here. Lastly, the Library of Congress has a project to make available old newspapers from all over the country. Chronicling America has millions of pages of scanned newspapers, fully searchable from both small towns and large cities. This is a tremendous resource for locating legal notices, property records, and news events that directly affected your ancestors. All of these and many more are free from home without a library card. We update the page periodically, so please take a look around and come back frequently to see what has changed. And as always, happy hunting!
You're watching the June edition of the Library Roadshow, a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. Did you know that there was so much interesting genealogical information to help you get started, even from home? Keep up with what those special collection folks keep adding to their info guides, as well as the digital library. It all starts at the main library on Goodwood, and it's all free with your East Baton Rouge Parish Library card.
The East Baton Rouge Parish Library is always open at ebrpl.com. Take a look at your library card right now. You'll see a unique number right there on the card. That number is your key to unlock a world of free digital resources accessible now at ebrpl.com/digital library. There are hundreds of digital resources at ebrpl.com/digital library. Browse them alphabetically or by subject. Categories include ebooks, newspapers and magazines, entertainment including free music and streaming media, language learning and online education, technology training and how-tos, arts and crafts, home improvement and engine repair, business and management, careers and jobs, genealogy and history, tools for personal use in health and medicine and financial growth, homework help for all ages and all subjects including math, even interactive science. You have free access to robust platforms like Udemy, Gale Courses, Lynda.com, Learning Express, and Mango Languages. Spend time researching your family with Ancestry.com and Heritage Quest. Live tutors are ready to help students through Homework Louisiana by Tutor.com. Download ebooks through Biblioboard and Overdrive for free. Discover art and craft tutorials from Creative Bug. Download free music through Freegal. Even watch free movies from Canopy and IndieFlix. Whatever you want to do, you'll find a resource to help you do it in the digital library. So get a jump on your ACTs, create a business plan, or plan your next career move using the free digital tools available through your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. The digital library is waiting for you at ebrpl.com/digital library. Log on today.
One last note about summer. The June issue of The Source is chock-a-block full of ideas to help you make your summer staycation a good one. There's so much to see and do in our community. So whether you take Visit Baton Rouge's #Explore Baton Rouge Bingo Challenge, sign up your kids for the Baton Rouge Summer Experience, go on our driving tour, or create and share your own experiences in Red Stick at Home, you'll find plenty of ways to stay engaged this summer. And now for today's contest. Visit the library's Facebook page at facebook.com/ebrpl. It's all about mask couture. I want to see your own mask creations. Tag them with #GearUpAndGo, and we'll start building a library of fabulous face coverings. That's facebook.com/ebrpl. And while you're there, enjoy. We're not your grandfather's library anymore. What's coming up on the Library Roadshow in July? We'll check in on our virtual summer reading program.
I'll share another digital resource with you.
Tune in next month and I'll be taking a video tour of the new River Center Branch Library.
Thanks so much for joining us on the Library Roadshow. And remember, your East Baton Rouge Parish Library is open 7 days a week at each and every one of 14 branches, plus 24/7 on the web. Check us out at ebrpl.com.
And that's how we roll.